everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's a beautiful fall afternoon here in Nova Scotia. We're in October. I am super duper excited because there's a new stream, or should I call it program, that the government of Nova Scotia is introducing. That program is going to start January 2025, so you have a few months to get ready. And that program is targeted at internationally trained medical personnel. Okay, so what's happening is that the government of Nova Scotia wants to make it easier and faster for doctors that were trained abroad to work in Nova Scotia. I think that's super duper amazing. Let's talk about it. Let's get started. So this stream is fantastic. I love it. Not only does it benefit the skilled personnel coming in, but it also benefits us Nova Scotians. We are very, very happy. I was reading about this stream and I was excited because it's going to benefit 1 million Nova Scotians. Okay, there is a shortage of healthcare workers, doctors inclusive. Okay, now this stream is fantastic. If you are a medically trained personnel and you want to come and work in Canada, you know that before you're able to practice, before you're allowed to practice, before you're given a license to practice, you're literally going to have to jump through hoops. This does not really affect people coming from countries like the UK. So if you trained and you've worked in the UK, but for all other countries, you know you're going to have to jump through hoops. Just the other day, I went for a conference at work and I bumped into somebody from another organization. They were working as a project manager and we got to talking, found out that that person is actually in their home country. They are a licensed medical doctor. And I was like, what are you doing in project management? Not that there's anything wrong with that. They said, Habiba, the process, the procedure to practice in Canada, practice in Nova Scotia is hard. It's expensive. It takes over a year, 18 months plus, and they just didn't have the bandwidth. And also taking different exams, assessments is very, very expensive. I heard that one exam is costs close to 1,000 Canadian dollars. So they're like, you know what? They just decided to change field, which is really sad because the province needs healthcare workers. The other day, I was reading an article about an Uber driver, I think in Montreal, who used to be a surgeon in their home country. Obviously, came to Canada. They have bills to pay, all these hoops to jump, and they just thought, let's start doing what we can do now. And that surgeon is working as an Uber driver. And then Canada comes to say we need healthcare workers. So anyways, that aside, the province of Nova Scotia is coming up with this amazing new program that's going to start January 2025. Okay, and like I said earlier, this program for medically trained doctors that, trained abroad, is to make it faster and easier for you guys to be able to work in Nova Scotia. Now, not the whole of Canada. This only applies to Nova Scotia. Yes, us, Nova Scotia, please come. We need you. And so they're going to cut the time it takes to be able to practice. And what I hear is that usually the time frame is about 18 months. Now they're going to cut it to 12 weeks. So from 18 months to 3 months. That's amazing. Okay, that's super duper. I was reading this and I was so excited and I said, this has been long coming. It's taking them a while, but this is good initiative. Okay, now let us discuss the criteria, because with everything that has to do with Canada, there is a criteria. Number one criteria, so if you're in your home country, you're watching this, the number one criteria is you need to have an accredited medical degree or medical license from your home country. Okay, Canada is going to need to check that and ensure that your degree is legit. It's only fair. Number two, somebody is going to be sitting down hearing this and rolling their eyes. You need to be able to show English proficiency. You see those good old IELTS exams, you cannot avoid it. Extremely important. Okay. Number 3, you have to be able to show a minimum of 2 years work experience as a medical practitioner in your home country. So not 1 year now, because usually for the skilled worker stream in Canada is 1 year. But for this one, you have to show minimum of 2 years in the past 5 years. Okay, so for instance, if you're in Nigeria, if you've been working in Nigeria, your degrees from Nigeria, you can show your NYSC and your housemanship as long as the minimum of 2 years in the past 5 years. Okay, that's really, really important. Another very important criteria I'm going to have to put out is that if you're chosen for this program, okay, you are going to need, after you've passed, so you've been assessed, you've passed, you're going to need to work and reside in the province for a minimum of 3 years. So you're going to sign a contract like PMP. You can't just come, get the license in 3 months and say, okay, I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to everybody's favorite Ontario, or right now is Alberta. Nope. You come, you do the assessment, you pass, you get the license, you have to work in Nova Scotia for a minimum of 3 years because guess what? Yes, we need you here in Nova Scotia. So I think this is fantastic. Now, the way it's going to work is that Nova Scotia and they're currently working on it, they're creating an assessment clinic. This assessment clinic is the first of its kind in the whole of North America. Not just Canada, the whole of North America, including the US. Yes, the first of its kind, Nova Scotia. And what's going to happen is you come as a medically trained doctor. Obviously, you pass this criteria and you will get trained and assessed. At the end of the assessment, if you pass the assessment at the end of 12 weeks, you'll be given your license to practice here in Nova Scotia. That means I might get to see you soon. I have a family doctor who I'm very happy with, but you just never know. I might come and interview you. So if you're a medically trained professional in your home country, you want to come and work in Canada and you don't want to jump through all those hoops and do all the assessments and take years to get your license, you should be looking at the province of Nova Scotia. This program starts January 2025. Now, the program is still in the works. There's no link to apply just yet. So if I were you, what I'm going to be doing is watch this space. Keep watching Beaver's Canadian Journey, because once there's an update, the link comes out, I'm going to update you. So keep watching YouTube, Beaver's Canadian Journey. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Beaver's Canadian Journey. And once there's an update, you'll be the first to know. Until next time, keep watching Beaver's Canadian Journey. Thank you.